The afternoon in the Scottish Highlands was covered in a thin layer of mist. The crew had just finished filming a rainy scene that had taken most of the morning. Sam Heughan changed into his robe and walked quickly towards the tent, while Katrina was still standing there talking to the director. In the wind, a cameraman accidentally left the camera onto record. The shot went unnoticed, until a few days later. During the break, Sam got a cup of hot tea. Katrina walked into the tent with her hair still slightly wet from the scene. She took off her heavy coat and sat down next to him, not as far away as usual. "This role still surprises me after 7 seasons, Katrina laughed, leaning back. Sam looked at her, put down his cup of tea. "It's not the role that surprises me, it's the co-star." Katrina turned around, and there was a few seconds of silence between the two of them, neither of them taking the initiative to break it. Not romance, not mystery, just something that cannot be said. At that moment, the assistant came in and called Sam to the studio to test the lighting. Sam stood up, but instead of walking away, he spoke quickly, loud enough for Katrina to hear. "If one day there are no more cameras, I still want to act with you." Katrina did not answer, but the way she looked at him made outsiders realize that something was not staged. 2 days later, the staff behind the scenes compiled the videos to prepare promotional materials. In the database, they discovered a short file that had not been deleted. It was the footage of the camera being turned on in the tent. There was no bold action, just real eyes, voices, and a feeling that no one had written in the script. Someone in the crew watched it and did not dare to delete it. That evening, Sam and Katrina sat down to eat with the crew in the wooden house next to the studio. Outside, the snow was falling, and the fire in the fireplace cast a golden light on both of their faces. As everyone laughed and talked loudly, Sam suddenly asked quietly, "If someone misunderstands us, what do you think?" Katrina did not avoid it. "I'm not afraid of the things left unsaid. I'm only afraid of the things that will never be said." A gentle sentence but made Sam silent for a few seconds. The next day, they filmed a scene that was not too special. Their characters sat across from each other at a wooden table, only talking in normal dialogue. But the director had to call cut 3 times because the eyes of the two actors were not in the right tone according to the script. A boom mic employee whispered to a colleague, "There are things that can be seen without dialogue." No one knew what would happen to that tape, erased, kept secret, or accidentally became the first crack in an unpublished story. Just know that, from that moment in the tent, everyone on set started to notice the way Sam listened when Katrina spoke, and the way she smiled unlike any other scene. 3 weeks later, the crew began editing the trailer for the new season. An assistant editor named Megan was tasked with sifting through the backstage data to find candid moments of the actors. In the uncategorized folder, she found an untitled video file. Untitled_017 final? She opened it. Just over a minute. No dialogue, no props, no effects. Just Sam putting down his teacup and saying that to Katrina. "If one day the cameras are gone, I still want to act with you." Megan froze. She didn't think it was serious, but some part of her instinct told her this wasn't a scene that should be included in the crew's archive. She copied it to a temporary folder to ask the department head. But there was a small mistake. The file had been synced to a shared internal drive that a few other editors had access to. That night, Liam, the post-production editor, opened the folder to find the B-roll clip. He accidentally opened the wrong video. No one said anything, no intimate actions, but the eyes and the tone couldn't be recreated with acting. Liam frowned slightly, watched it again, then took off his headphones. He didn't share it right away, but it was the feeling of wanting to tell someone that was the easiest to spread. The next morning, in the editing room. "Did you see those two? Something different?" "You mean Sam and Katrina?" "Not really, but I just saw this part. It felt like they forgot there was no camera." No one admitted to spreading it, but rumors don't need proof, just a second person to nod. On set, everyone's attitudes began to change without Sam and Katrina even realizing it. The wardrobe assistant noticed that Sam always waited for Katrina to change before going to lunch, even though his personal schedules did not necessarily overlap. A lighting staff noticed that during breaks, they no longer sat on opposite sides as before, but always chose the same row of tables. There was nothing wrong, but the not wrong was sometimes more attractive than the wrong. One afternoon, the crew was filming a scene in the old-fashioned kitchen. The director gave them a 15-minute break between camera changes. Katrina sat by the window to get some water. Sam walked over, handing her a handkerchief while her hair was still wet from makeup. Heughan, the animator, happened to pass by at that moment. She did not hear what they said, only saw Sam lower his head, Katrina look up and smile slightly. The moment was only a few seconds, but Heughan immediately remembered that clip. A few hours later, in the backstage car, she blurted out to a camera assistant, "I think they have something real in real life. It's not the PR kind." That statement wasn't exactly a revelation, but enough to get the listener to tell it at another table, and then another. By the end of the week, no one said anything, but almost everyone paid more attention to how they interacted. When Sam left the set early, Katrina excused herself just a few minutes later. When the director needed to adjust the props, they continued to talk privately until someone reminded them. When Sam smiled, his eyes always looked at Katrina before looking at anyone else. No one confirmed anything, but just a few glances and a few accidentally recorded clips were enough to create an unnamed theory. The problem wasn't the truth, it was the speed of spread. In just 48 hours, from the editing room to the camera assistant, from the makeup staff to the wardrobe department, then to the local backstage crew, the rumor had a familiar opening line. "You know what? I didn't make it up, someone saw it." No photos, no messages, no official videos. There was just one clip that no one had deleted and one moment in the tent that wasn't on the schedule. But the crew was big enough that things couldn't stay quiet for long. And the first to notice wasn't them. The rumors were not loud, not explosive, but spread evenly like the warmth in a closed room. No one spoke directly, no one took secret photos, no one tagged the press, but the eyes of the film crew began to have a very typical type of observation. Quiet, nosy but still pretending to be indifferent. That evening, the director invited the entire crew to stay and watch an early edit of some scenes. Sam sat in the second row, Katrina sat 2 people to the right. Not close, not far. But just 3 minutes after the lights went out, the lighting staff accidentally saw Sam tilt her head slightly in Katrina's direction when she laughed at a light dialogue. No one commented, but everyone saw. After the screening, the crew's media manager, who was very sensitive to unusual signs, suddenly invited Sam and Katrina to stay in the temporary office. The way she asked was not accusatory, but it was clear that she was not unaware of the story. "I don't care what your extracurriculars are, but one false rumor can mess up the media contract. You understand, right?" Katrina was silent. Sam nodded slightly. No one denied it, but no one confirmed it either. That night, they left the set in 2 different ways, as if to keep something unnamed. But just a few hours later, Heughan, the animation assistant who accidentally saw the first video, received an anonymous message via the crew's email. "The clip in the tent, don't delete it. Because it might not be just you who knows." She didn't understand who sent it, nor did she know whose side it was, protection, warning, or threat. Elsewhere, Sam opened his phone and looked at the unsent message. "Do you think we should talk before someone else does it for us?" He deleted it, not sending it. As for Katrina, before turning off the lights, she stood for a long time in front of the mirror, as if wondering what would happen if tomorrow morning, it would no longer be a rumor, but a choice.